the hustle and bustle of Cairo, we continue to explore south for more of Egypt's historical and cultural marvels. Speaking of exploring, the River Nile beckons to a number of adventurous possibilities. This is probably the best way to see Egypt, aboard a dahabeeyah, cruising down the Nile, docking at interesting sites to fill in our curiosity. There are boat tours available along the Nile, but this time, we opted to charter our own dahabeeyah for the rest of our tour along the river.
For the next few days, we will be sailing across the Nile. Everyone will start feeling like a pharaoh and a queen.
Having our own boat allows us to go at our own pace, hanging out by the deck to appreciate the nice river breeze. Of course, we also had the boat's comfortable spaces and amenities all to ourselves. I wonder how I will sleep tonight.
Well, this is my room for the next few days. Nice decor, nice bed, and of course, a nice view.
Ah, isn't this something? I look forward to sleeping with the waters of the Nile just on the other side of my room. But before settling for a day of rest, it's time to fuel up for more things to come because lunch is served. The boat is fully staffed, from the decks to the kitchens, which means you can expect a banquet at every meal. It was a real privilege to see Egypt this way, as we glided through this life-giving body of water. It was as if we were part of the story it has told for many lifetimes of man and nature, man and the gods. And suddenly, like a mirage in the desert, we behold the grand city sitting by its banks, the city of Luxor. Luxor emerged from the Nile to be one of the greatest capitals in the ancient world. A carriage ride around the old city gave us a closer look at life in modern-day Luxor, from its idyllic countryside to the bustling markets. But in the midst of present-day concerns, we find temples built 4,000 years ago, still inspiring awe and wonder to everyone who visits. Our first stop was the Temple of Karnak.
I love Karnak myself, and I call it the history book of Egypt. Every single step you do it in Karnak, you will see a history of somebody, of 100 years of Egyptian history recorded in front of your eyes.
It is one of the largest religious complexes in the world, so exploring it on foot can be quite daunting. But everybody enjoyed soaking in all the rich symbolisms found in the remarkable architecture. The sprawling complex is dedicated to the god Amun-Ra, who sometimes takes the form of a ram representing strength, or sometimes as a scarab beetle representing new beginnings. Legend says that those who circle this giant granite scarab 7 times will never see misfortune in their love life. I didn't realize everybody needed luck in this department. Connected to the Temple of Karnak is the Temple of Luxor, said to be where Egyptian pharaohs were crowned. Here, we saw the lone obelisk, with its twin now in the streets of Paris. The Opet Festival is held in this temple every year, a celebration of rebirth and transfer of power between the king and the gods. We made our way to the west bank of Luxor, the city's land of the dead, filled with tombs and temples dedicated to the afterlife. Aziz first takes us to one of the most compelling sites in the area, the mortuary temple of Queen Hatshepsut. Carved directly into the mountains, the modern-looking building is a testament to the power of Egypt's first female pharaoh. Crowning herself king, her statues depict her with the pharaoh's beard and headdress. 3,000 years ago, it wasn't unusual for women to rule kingdoms. I bet these ladies who rule their households would heartily agree. Our next stop did not have any magnificent structure to be seen. It seemed like we were just visiting piles of rubble in the middle of the desert. But most of Egypt's riches lie below the surface. This is the Valley of the Kings.
We have 64 tombs in a valley here. Longer reign for the pharaoh, it will give a chance for him to have a massive long tomb. Shorter reign mean small size tomb. So keep in mind, size of the tomb will reflect in a way the reign of the pharaoh.
One of the most exciting things to do in Luxor is to visit the royal tombs dug deep into the ground. And I can't wait for everyone to be amazed at what they will find inside.
Now, girls, this is the steepest tomb here in the valley, and this belongs to the 11th son of Ramses II. Come and take a look.
Let's go. Go.
Now, when we say deep, take a look at that.
As we went deeper, we found beautifully preserved artworks, inscriptions on stone, and a massive sarcophagus. We can just imagine the treasures we saw at the museum filling all these cavernous spaces. Even to this day, the Valley of the Kings continues to slowly reveal its secrets, a layer of sand at a time. From Luxor, our journey continues south. We can see another mark of the journey as our boat approaches Esna. The Nile locks on this part of the river connect Esna to the Aswan region. As we leave behind the northern portion of the Nile, we look forward to another set of adventures ahead. Now that we are halfway to our journey, I am glad to see that my good friends are having an incredible time visiting Egypt's famous landmarks and experiencing a cruise on our private dahabeeyah down the Nile. What we have seen so far is just the surface of an archaeological site that needs some more digging. So join us in the next episode as we explore more of Egypt, from the city of Esna to the borderless beauty of Abu Simbel in Aswan.
This has been your captain, Joy Roa. See you in the next
Asian Air Safari!
Yoo-hoo!